all your life being driven at a young age, being driven, throughout college to finish these degrees, these doctors, MD, this PhD, and then to be driven to start a business and to do all that you've done, even to the point where you're making movies, you're writing not just academic books, but this your autobiographies and Bible studies is fascinating. What drives you even now? Like, what is that driving force to get you to get up in the morning and go, okay, I need to do this?
My biggest driving force.
This episode is brought to you by our Revo Report Patreon. Join our community to get first access to interviews, Bible study guides, devotionals, and prayer books for adults, youth, families, and marriages. Plus, resources on Christian living, leadership, sermon prep, exclusive Q&As, online Bible studies, and even one-on-one coaching or counseling. Visit patreon.com/Vince Revo and grow in faith and truth with us.
Is to recognize that God has a purpose for me, for life. And I would say sum up, just do what I can to help make the world a little better place to live. And that's the single biggest drive. That is, I'm here on this planet, as a human being for a few decades. And there's a purpose. There's a purpose. And is that sense of purpose that really inspire all the different aspects of work I do. Even though you're right, Vince, that you see there are different things I do, books and movies and lectures and dancing and music.
Yeah.
But everything actually aggregates in one single vision, that is, you do what I can to serve as a testimonial of God's miracle and God's power in having transformed my life and how I can help. And I'm so passionate about the state of affairs of students in colleges, about the state of affairs of their faith, because many of them are leaving Christ because they think that they do not need Christ in the rapid artificial intelligence and technology developing time. And I want to share with them my experience that, in fact, you need more Christ, no less, in the fast-developing scientific technology time, because you need faith to guide the research. So I feel that what truly inspired me to work hard, to be so driven, is my purpose. Now, I want to add my answer to you, because you asked why. That's the purpose, why. But also, we do things not just why, but we also do things as human beings, what we do and how we do it. So why, what, how. So in terms of doing all these things, my why is very clear. That's God's central purpose. He wants me to connect to the young people, to talk about science and faith at common ground. But in terms of what to do and how to do it, I have something to share.
Okay.
I've realized something interesting many decades ago, that I realized that our definition of human happiness, I realized that, in my humble opinion, is wrong. We define our success by objective outcome. If I do something, did it happen? If it happened, I'm happy. If it's not happening, I failed, I'm depressed. I felt that is wrong. I think God wants us to redefine the definition of happiness from objectively, whatever we worked on, did it happen or not, to subjectively, whatever we worked on, did we do our best? So I intentionally changed my definition of happiness from did I accomplish what I do to did I do my best in the process. Something interesting happened. Once I changed my definition from objective outcome to subjective effort, I found an interesting thing happen. Because I'm a human being, I want to be happy in the end as well, like everybody else. When I look back after project, I always want to be happy, so I always want to see what I did to try my best. But because this need to be happy looking back after project, I end up working harder, putting 99% of my effort in every single project, because I want to look back Doesn't matter if it's actually successful or not, that at least I've tried my best. So it's become a positive loop. Keep on looping, looping. Eventually, now everything I do, I look at my effort. I do not define my happiness based on objective outcome. I define my happiness based on my subjective effort. As long as I've tried my best, even if something I do have failed, I'm still happy. That's why lots of friends say, Ming, one thing about you is interesting. How come you do all the different things and you're always upbeat, going, going, going? You cannot be all successful, right? I mean, you cannot be everything you touch is successful. My answer is correct. I'm just like you, no better, no worse. Let's say 50% of things we do as human beings, we fail. I fail 50% of the time as well. But I'm nearly 100% time happy. Why? Because my happiness is not based on whether what I do is successful or not. My happiness
Yeah.
based on if I've done try my best. So it's a fundamental change of the definition of happiness. And so that helped me the what
Wow.
to do, how to do things behind the why, which is why, as I mentioned, is Christ's purpose for me.
Wow. Wow. From one of my friends who's he has the largest showroom in the Philippines, very successful CEO, follower of Jesus Christ. And one of the things that he's told me was, Vince, it's harder to worship God and to be intimate with God the more success comes, because then it can feel like you don't need God, which is a lie. And I like that you're driven by that, to see these students, maybe affluent, maybe growing up, they don't really see the need. And especially in the US, right, maybe not seeing that need for God because we're so affluent over here. What, for you, aside from that moment when you realize, wow, the eye is so much more complicated than a car, so it can't be just by chance or by accident, there must be a designer. What other moment, aside from that with your professor, are other very key crossroad pivotal moments that really increased your relationship with Jesus Christ?
Great question again. In my book, I talk about the many years between I realized there's a creator with the car and human eye analogy the professor gave me when I was studying human eye at Harvard Medical School, to eventually recognize the creator has a name in Jesus Christ. It took me many years in the process, up and down. The key ingredients, the key aspect during those years are my association and learning from very many physician Christians. And I became a member of the dental medical society, Christian society. And I shadowed and learned from many physicians who are respected physicians in their own field, and they are model Christians also at the same time. And I actually became a student of these wonderful Christian physicians as such. So that is why, so that behavior impacted me, and really I model after them. So that's why I'm interested in students today, because I want to be that person that those professors were for me those years. I want to be a professor for the students today through my belief that science and faith can work together. In those students' eyes today, I have some credibility because I'm a medical professional. I've done something in my field, but I'm using that credibility to serve God. That is, I'm using that as a way to minister to help them recognize that not just science. I start with science with them, but go beyond science into faith. So mentorship is the key in my life of the faith journey.